Good evening. So welcome to yet another session. Okay, so let's start. So these sessions happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. IST. Okay, every week we have a different topic, but today we are going to discuss about different oils in Ayurveda. Okay, so how different kinds of oils have been mentioned in Ayurveda. So what are those? Okay, we'll just try to understand a little bit about them. So let's start. So oils are basically fats. Okay. So these fats in Ayurveda, they are called sneha. Okay. Sneha means sneh because they actually stick. That's why they're called sneha. And that's the reason why love is also called sneha. Okay. Because it's got the property of sticking. Okay. So sneha in Sanskrit. And there are four snehas mentioned mainly. So it is Ghritam, Tailam, Vasa, Majja. Okay, Ghritam is ghee, Tailam is oil, which we are going to discuss today. Vasa is animal fat, and Majja is bone marrow. So all these four things are basically called as sneha. So when you take one of these and use it as medicine, internally, externally, okay, either way, it is called sneha. When you use two, okay, it is called yamaka. When you use three of these, it can be the ghee, oil, and the marrow, or oil, animal fat, and marrow. Any of those. If you use three, it's called mishraka. And when you use all the four, it is called mahasneha. So there are combinations where we use all these three and all the four. One, two. Okay. So any one of this, when you use, it's called sneha. Of this, today we are going to look at Taila. Different kinds of Taila has been mentioned. So let us get into that. Okay. Tailam. So the root meaning is Tilat Tailam. The word Tilat means from Tila. Tila is the Sanskrit word. In Hindi you call it Til. Okay, Til means sesame or gingerly. That which comes from Til is called Taila. That's all. It's a simple word, simple meaning. Okay. So that which comes out from tila or sesame is called taila. So many such, because tila taila is the superior most and the best oil, all other oils also carry the the tail of taila. Any other oil you take also, you say, if you take groundnut oil, you say mungfali taila. Okay. If you take mustard oil, so it's again called taila. So taila, if you coconut oil, it's called narikela, taila. So taila became the common word for all the oils. But actually taila means that which comes from tila or sesame. Okay. And properties swa yonivat. Yoni means from the source. So if you look at mustard, the property of mustard oil will be the properties of mustard. The properties of coconut oil will be the properties of coconut. Okay, the properties of sesame oil will be the properties of sesame. So swa yonivat, from which source you take that oil will have the properties of the source itself. So it's as simple as that. Okay. So now let's try to see. Okay, what are the main oils mentioned in the main texts? So tila taila has been mentioned, sarshapa taila has been mentioned, nimba taila has been mentioned, eranda taila has been mentioned, vibhitaki, okay, taila. Vibhitaki is one among the triphala. Okay, so haritaki, vibhitaki, and amalaki, these are the three. So vibhitaki oil, you get oil from vibhitaki, that also has been mentioned. Narikela, this coconut oil, also has been mentioned in Ayurveda. So these are the major oils that have been mentioned. So we'll try to see the properties of some properties of all of them. Okay. So Properties. Tila Taila. Tila Taila is the sesame oil. In Malayalam, we call that Nallanna. Even in Tamil, we call that Nallanna. In Telugu, it's called Manchinuna. Nalla means good. Okay. So, why we call that good oil? Because it is supposed to be the best oil. Okay. So, what happens here? So, it is tiksha, it is sharp, it is vivai, it spreads pretty fast, it is good for the skin and eyes, it is hot to touch, in the sense not to touch, once it goes inside, it generates heat. Okay, it's good for weight management, in the sense, if somebody wants to lose weight, then, okay, intake of sesame oil is actually good. If somebody wants to put on weight, then also sesame oil is actually good. It is something which helps you maintain weight. Okay, then samskarat sarva roga jit. It can also constipate because it is ushna and tikshna. It can also constipate a little bit. Then samskarat sarva roga jit. Samskarat in the sense if you process it properly. In the sense you add medicines into it, and if you process it properly, it is sarva roga jit. It will cure all diseases. Okay, because oil can be given internally also, it can be used externally also. So if you put the right kinds of medicines into it, because it spreads pretty fast, right, and it is very good action wise. So if it has been prepared really well with the right kind of medicines and given properly, it can cure all diseases. That's why tilka tel, sesame oil is considered to be the superior most oil according to Ayurveda. So wherever you see the reference, you see you have to add oil. You should never have the confusion as to what oil has to be added. If you see Taila, it always means Tila Taila. Otherwise, they have to say separately Eranda Taila. Then only then otherwise, if it just mentions Taila, it is Tila Taila. Now, Sarshapa Taila. Sarshapa Taila is mustard. Okay, so it is very sharp. It is katu, it is pungent taste. It's and see up north it's also called mithatel because it burns. You apply on the face, it burns. It is katu, and it is ushna. It is hot. Okay, it is kapha, vata, shukra, hara. It reduces kapha and vata, and also the quality of the semen. If you consume that for a longer period of time, the quality of the semen also goes down. Shukra, hara. It is okay. Because it is extremely tikshna and ushna, it deranges the rekta and pitta. It is light, okay, and for most skin diseases where you have got ringworms and where you feel that there are worms, krimi, it is very, very good. Even for painful joints, yes, you can apply Sarshapa Taila. Okay. Nimba Taila. Nimba Taila is vape. What do you call vape? Nimba. Okay. So it is neem. Sorry. Okay. Forgot the name. So neem oil. It is bitter in taste. It is not very hot. Okay. People think it is very hot, but it is not very hot. Okay. So it is good for all skin conditions, and especially it is taken internally and externally for removing all worms, but cannot be taken because most people don't like the taste of it. It's very difficult to consume it. Smell is also not very good. Then Vibhitaki Taila. Okay. Vibhitaki is Bellarica. Okay, so you have got Haritaki. Haritaki is Harid. Vibhitaki is Bellarica, and Amlaki is Amla, gooseberry. So this comes under the Triphala. So it is sweet in taste. Okay, and it is cold. It is calcium. This oil is very good for the hair. Okay, it is heavy. Okay, and it pacifies pitta and vata. Okay, so as I see that people have started asking questions, we'll get into the questions now. Okay, so then Eranda Taila. Eranda Taila is castor oil. So castor oil is tikta, katu, and madhura rasa. It is bitter. It is spicy, and it is also slightly sweet in taste. It is heavy, that is very thick. Okay, it is saram. It will induce loose motions. It is not thick. It does not induce severe motions, but you will have very good bowel movements if you consume castor oil. Then good for most pains and swellings, especially around the waist and lower back, and also, you mean from the mid back to the lower part. it is very, very, very effective, both internally, externally, and also as enema. Vasti also. Eranda Taila is very good, especially for lower back pains. It is Vata Kapahara. It reduces Vata and Kapha. Okay. So you can start asking your questions. So I see there is one question. Uh, Cataract according to Ayurveda. Yes, cataract has been mentioned in Ayurveda and it's called Timira. Timira Roga. Okay. And treatments. So what are the treatments? According to Ayurveda, if I don't know whether you are aware, okay, your name says social awareness, then you might be aware that the first cataract surgery has been mentioned in Ayurveda. It was done close to about 3000 years back by Acharya Sushruta. Okay, so removal of the cataract is the only surgery, is the only way in which you can remove cataract if it has already started. Okay, prevention of cataract, especially the number of cataract cases have gone up right now because of too much of, one thing is, screen light. It actually promotes, so these are all triggering factors. This can all lead to cataract. And lifestyle has changed, people are stressed, sleep has gone down. There are other factors also. The genetical factors are also there. If your grandfather had, your father had, you, there's always a chance that there's a chance of you also getting cataract. So cataract is nothing that the lens, the lens of the eyes, it is crystal clear. The reason why a lens is crystal clear is because there is no blood supply or blood, the capillaries or veins, they don't have anything into the lens. It's a clear liquid, so it starts becoming opaque. So you have to remove the lens. Okay, if you remove, you don't have to necessarily insert a lens. Nowadays they do that. If you just remove that lens itself, you will start, your vision will improve. Okay, sorry, I forgot to post that question. Meghna, can you suggest white patches on skin randomly come, doctors say, because of autoimmune resistance, some say vitamin deficiency, skin. See, mostly, vitiligo or leukoderma. Leukoderma is a very common name. Vitiligo is an issue, but leukoderma means, leuko means white, derma means skin. So people get white patches on the skin. That is basically vitiligo, where it's the edges are reddish in color, and then inside it becomes extremely white. You start losing melanin. So this is basically an autoimmune condition to a certain extent. But there are very good treatments for leukoderma. Okay, in Ayurveda. So I would say, see, this is one other oil which has also been mentioned in Ayurveda. It's called Bakuchi Taila. Okay, this Taila, when applied on the patches, will actually help you in the initial stages. Okay, so if it is full blown autoimmune, then you'll start losing everywhere. But there are cases where just the beginning, or in children, we see that this can actually be treated and it can be reversed. Okay, vitiligo. Because castor oil is Vatahara, is that why it's good for pain around the waist and lower back? Because it's, yes, okay, you are absolutely right, Kim. Okay, so Eranda Taila is Vatahara, even Eranda Mula. Eranda Mula is the root of the castor tree, is also very good, and it is, so that is the medicine which we give as decoction for the person to take inside. Okay, added a little bit with castor oil, so abdominal pressure is kept to a minimum. So what happens usually is, people who have got probably a big tummy, actually speaking, your front has to be like this, your tummy, then your back is like this. So the moment your tummy starts coming out, to balance, this also bends. So you start getting a pain here. Okay, so when you have got too much of gas or distension, the abdominal pressure actually applies pressure on the back also, so you get pain. So the moment you take this kashayam and this oil, you pass motions very soft, and you having gas in your tummy is very less. So what happens? The back actually gets time to repair. Okay, and as Kim was telling, yes, okay, kati or the waist is the sthana of vata, and this really acts directly on that area. It is very good for lower back pains. It is completely white. It's on eyelid. Can we use? Yes, you can use. You can close your eyes and apply it. And if you take it inside, if it goes inside also, it is okay. Don't worry at all. Okay, that means there are bakuchi churram is also available where people mix it with honey, little bit, less than quarter a teaspoon. They take it twice daily. It is very good for you to use it. I would say you can apply that oil in thin layers and get exposed to the sun. Okay, with the sun, what will happen is you will feel a little bit of burning sensation, but that's okay. Okay, that area has to be irritated for the skin to actually restart and regenerate the lost melanin. So exposure to sun is important. Need not be the harsh afternoon sun, but slightly warm sun. Well, literally, apart from sleep, hereditary. Well, I've seen a lot of people. People see hereditary. Yes, there are people who have got black circles. People who rest a lot also do get black circles. So the main reason is lack of sleep. Other thing is also lack of nutrition. If you don't take food on time, okay, and if you don't take the right kind of nutrition, I would say that you will again get black circles. Okay, then as I said, hereditary is one reason. So two things. One is, see, what happens with sleep is also nourishing. So basically when your nourishment goes down, that's the first and the most primary thing. When your nourishment goes down, you'll start getting black circles. I will actually type it. Okay, it is Bakuchi, Bakuchi Thailand. Okay, I've sent it. So it is very useful. And Bakuchi Churnam also is available. Okay, you can mix that with honey and the person can take half teaspoon. But the treatment is again for all skin diseases. So, strict food restrictions apply for leukoderma or vitiligo. So it's not only the medicines, but contributing factors and factors which trigger that also has to be taken into control. Especially you see people, I've seen a lot of people who have got the habit of eating raw rice, or whenever they're cooking, if they put some dal into, they'll eat a little bit of dal also. That has to be completely avoided. That is not good at all. Apart from that, there are other restrictions also. Okay. So the castor oil for the lower back pain or waist is taken internally. Yes, both internally and externally. Okay, it is more effective when given internally. Externally, you have got other oils also. As we said, there are other oils when processed with sesame oil that can be given externally. But there are specific oils like Gandharva Hastadi. I can actually type that. Okay, Gandharva Hastadi castor oil, which is very good medicine, which you give it along with the kashayam or milk also for person. So here, Kim, what happens is the person actually passes soft bowels. So we are not giving this only that it is a purgative or a laxative. The innate property of that itself is to control vata, and its specific action is at the waist area. You mean external application is not the complete cure, Meghna. You have to, I would say it's always good for you to consult a good doctor, Ayurvedic doctor, and they will definitely put you through other regimes also. You ask external application, you can do this external application oil, okay. Apart from that, you also have to take medicines internally, and stress is one thing which can be a hindrance. So other aspects of life, like yoga, meditation, all those things also you have to practice, because this is an autoimmune condition. Okay, somewhere, Meghana, your immunity has been compromised, and the main reason for the immunity to be compromised is, some at give some given point of time, stress has gone beyond a certain limit and your body was not able to handle it. So that also has to be taken care of. Okay. Yeah, hi, Shivaram Reddy. Yes. See, psoriasis is also again another autoimmune condition which takes time for us to manage, and it is very well managed with Ayurveda. Okay. And remedy in the sense, there psoriasis, there are different kinds of psoriasis, especially even in Ayurveda, we have classified that broadly into three, where one, you have got a lot of scaling. Two, you have got too much of itching. Third, you have got, it is reddish in color and you have got bleeding sometimes, or it is, so different kinds of psoriasis are there. Treatment actually changes for different kinds of treatment. It is not one treatment, or for any psoriasis is just the condition. Depending upon which part of the body it is, what kind of psoriasis it is, the treatment will change. Shivaram Reddy. Okay. Meghna, this is actually a very much in-depth thing. Okay, the food restrictions. Food restrictions for all skin diseases. Food restrictions are pretty serious, because the reason why people get skin disease according to Ayurveda is because of eating unwholesome food. Okay, mithyahara viharena visheshana virodhina. That's how the shloka starts. The sense, the reason why you got wrong, wrong kinds of food, wrong combinations are the main reasons for skin diseases, including vitiligo. You see, it's not that so once you have got a tendency for that, then all these things are triggering factors. Okay, so restrictions, yes, you have got I see, Meghna, I would say, it is always good for you to consult a doctor. They will write and give it to you what are things you have to avoid. And it is not only application, there are a lot of other medicines also which you have to take to get very good results as far as vitiligo goes. Okay. See, again, it depends, Kim. For some people, 5 ml of would be enough. You can go up to 10 ml. 10 ml decent, 10 ml on empty stomach in the morning will be good enough with the whatever. You might have other things also. So whichever kashayam. You can, as I said, I told you, right, Gandharva Hastadi castor oil. You also have Gandharva Hastadi kashayam. Okay, so mostly Gandharva Hastadi kashayam, you can have Gandharva Hastadi castor oil, and then you can give it. Okay, it works wonders. So especially what happens is the pressure from the waist area is removed, and the body gets enough time and space for it to repair. So it's not a short-term thing, it is slightly long-term. Along with that, you also have to do exercises which will strengthen the lower back. Okay, Kim? So you can manage it really well. It works wonders. Okay. So any other questions? Meghna, online consultations, yes, we'll be able to understand what your condition is, and probably, yes, initially the first few months treatments, yes, we can go through that. You have to take internal medicines, and then we'll have to see, probably if needed, your whole body has to be cleansed a couple of times at least, and then we'll have to see how your body reacts to it. It's very important. So these are I'm only giving you guidelines. But apart from that, you also, I don't know, Meghna, you also have to see, as I said, your stress levels. That adds a lot into this. Okay, if you are stressed, if you were stressed, and if you're not stressed right now, then it is okay. If you're still continuing to be stressed, then that is something which you have to manage. You have to work on that. Okay. So any other questions? So oil wise, I would say there are other things, other oils also, which are being used in different parts of the world, which Ayurveda does not, olive oil, for cooking. Groundnut oil is not seen in the earlier texts, later texts, yes, but if there are people who, whatever oil you have been traditionally using would be the best oil for you. And if you look at the earlier texts, you will not see coconut oil. Okay, so from that we assume that the oil which was being used mostly, the fat which was being used mostly in India was to cook was ghee and sesame oil. Okay, very little of mustard oil was being used. So I don't. It's not an argument or something. By the way the text looks, you see that it's mainly about ghee and sesame oil. So other oils, I don't say they were not being used, but they are not being discussed too much in the Ayurvedic texts. But if you come down south to Kerala and all, we have been using coconut oils for thousands of years, but still you don't see that in the Ayurvedic texts. So that doesn't mean that the oil which you are using is bad. No, whichever oil you're used to, you can definitely consume that and stay healthy. You don't have to shift because someone asks you to shift to sunflower oil or olive oil or rice bran oil. There aren't any studies which prove that they are better. Okay, but traditionally these oils are being used and have been used. So I would say we should rely more on the time tested practice rather than new things which come up, and after a point of time, and double refined, triple refined oils and all have started coming up. So I would say go for natural oils and stay healthy. Meghna, I would say yes, treatment is definitely possible. You said it's not increasing or decreasing. Yes, treatment is definitely possible. Conditions, we can't say whether it will pass genetically or not. Okay, it all depends upon how do some person get things genetically is, if that was still active, a little part of that was still active during conception or during your pregnancy. That's how most things get to a person genetically. And then if your child goes through the conditions which can trigger this, then there is a very high possibility. Otherwise, you can't say for sure that it will go to the next generation. No. Rakshita. Pain in the neck, pinch now. That is, you have got your cervical spine compressed a little bit, so it's pinching. So there are spaces, one below the other, and I would say, oil. Yes, I can definitely. So Carpas, I can just type it down. Okay, and one thing, I'm just giving you guidelines. Don't take this as treatment. Okay, Carpasasthyaadi Thailand. Okay. So this works really well for pains in the neck. But I would say, you have got one bone below the other. What's happening is the gap between this has gone down. So if the nerve which goes between that is getting pinched. The best way you can actually get relief from that is, you've got, as I said, one bone below the other, you have got muscles inserted. These muscles are actually the shock absorbers. Okay. So the moment you start doing exercises and you get fitter, these muscles will actually hold the bones in place. And I would say, Rakshita, the main reason why you got it might be you might be IT professional, sitting on the computer and working like this. Your neck might be always like this, and you would not probably have time to do a lot of physical activity. So oil, yes, you can, but apart from that, you should also do neck strengthening. Okay. And even for lower back, the main reason for lower back is because your back is not strong enough, and it has so happened that humans, we are erect, but we always sit, okay, which is not very good. Okay, and when we sit also, we don't sit, we sit straight, we slouch. So most of the aches here and there, they come because of wrong position, and that too long duration sitting like that. Okay, so those things, those are all triggering factors and contributing factors. Those also should be taken care of. How can we consume castor oil for internal cleansing? With castor oil, internal cleansing doesn't happen, Meghna. With castor oil, you'll have a loose motion. Okay, if you're looking at cleansing, I don't know whether we are on the same page. Okay, if you just mean that a bout of loose motion, a few loose motions is cleansing, then definitely will happen. But the way I'm looking at cleansing as balancing the doshas and all those things, just by taking castor oil, no, it will not happen. But once in a while, if you take castor oil and get your intestines cleaned, or if all the junk goes out, that actually makes a lot of sense. You can do it once in, might be 3 months. Okay, so you can. There are people who take castor oil mixed with milk at bedtime. Some people are sensitive, so what happens is sometimes you might get up in the morning, get up in the middle of the night, and you might pass motions. So this can only be analyzed by trial and error. You can try taking about 10 ml of castor oil at bedtime with milk and see if you're passing motions. If you get up in the morning at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and start passing motions for 3 to 4 times, then you know that let me sleep well and get up in the morning at 5 o'clock and then have it, so that it can be. It happens when it is daytime. Okay, so I would say 5 to 10 ml would be more than enough in milk. Okay. Any other question? Okay, so for when you look at oil, sesame oil, you've got the three doshas, vata, pitta, kapha. So sesame oil has been mentioned as the best, not only oil, best dravya, best substance which can manage vata, sesame oil. So applying sesame oil on the body and taking a shower at least once a week, and especially as you grow older, it is always good for you to apply oil on your body, because as you grow older, you get into the vata age, and to manage vata, there is nothing like sesame oil. Okay, apply it on the body, leave for about half an hour, 45 minutes, at least once or twice a week, and take a shower in warm water. Need not be extremely hot. You'll feel good when you pour hot water, but after you pour hot water, your body gets a little bit tired. So warm water is enough. Okay. Due to one side sleeping for a long time, I got this pinch now. I'm not a techie nor mobile user much. Then I understand, Rakshita, that you are. It's my wild guess that you are somebody who does not do exercises on a regular basis. Okay, and you might be, if you are, you might be somebody who might be reading, or you might be somebody who's sitting in the kitchen and working. Whatever it is, if your neck position might not be straight, it might be mostly like this. Okay, plus you're somebody who is not doing regular exercises. If you do regular exercises, then lot of things will be managed. Okay. Good, Rakshita, good that you're doing yoga exercises. Okay, you can do yoga, well and good, but I would also say that you can actually do a little bit of strengthening exercises also. People might not take this in the right sense when I say this. I don't consider yoga to be exercise. The purpose of yoga itself is different. Okay, exercise is vyayama, is exercise. You go for a walk, you go for cardio exercise, you do all the stretching exercises, weight training exercises, and you can also do yoga. Okay, so the purpose of yoga is entirely different. Okay, my personal opinion. So I would say, Rakshita, do some really good strengthening exercises also. Okay. Corporate lifestyle, See, food is something, food is only one part. Okay, if we look at for a balanced life, you need three factors. One is food, one other one is sleep, and other one is exercise. If these three things are done disciplined, then there is a very high chance that you become healthy. Okay, so there is a balanced diet is a very, in my opinion, it's a myth. It depends from person to person. A balanced diet for a person who is in Kerala is different, for a person who is in Tamil Nadu is different, for a person who's Andhra is different, for a person who's in Gujarat or Bombay. The balanced diet actually changes, okay, and it changes huge difference. A person who's from the US, it's a different diet altogether. So I would say whatever you are traditionally used to, eat that in moderate quantities. Okay, don't overeat. Eat only half your stomach. Okay, don't overeat, and then eat that, and don't keep on eating in between. Okay, so if you're somebody who eats thrice, eat a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. Bus. Okay, don't keep on snacking in between. 11 o'clock fruit, at 12 o'clock and dry nut, and 4 o'clock again another snack. So don't do that. Okay, that's one thing. And then in my opinion, you have to sleep pretty early, as early as possible, and you have to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Okay, because the body, when it is at rest, is the time where, see, you should understand that the body is very knowledgeable, and it's very sensible. Okay, there's something called auto repair that happens when you are asleep and when you don't interfere with anything. So you should give that body that amount of time for it to auto repair. So to be healthy, corporate or non-corporate, it is not about the food only. It's your food, your sleep, your exercise, and all other activities put together. Okay, Meghna. So is that all? So let's come to an end. To any other questions, or shall we wind it up for the day? Okay, then. Good night. See you next week with some other topic. Good night.